This is the fresh and funky motherfucking sports show. We do parlays. We do our plays. We break down the slate of games. We preview the games that are coming up as well. We talk about fantasy football. Yesterday, I'd like to shout out to Dip. His name is Dip. I know he asked a question. It was a good fantasy football question too. Who would you take this week, Brandon Ayuk or Gabriel Davis? I told him I would take Gabriel Davis because I believe Gabriel Davis is more utilized. I think, the Niners, they're figuring things out. And, how does Christian McCaffrey figure into the frame of things coming into so, I leave with my man Gabriel Davis. I think he's, a fine athlete. Definitely somebody to start this week. They're playing the Green Bay Packers. The Packers have not played well as of late. And, it's going to be a Sunday night game. So I think, you can't count out Gabriel Davis, ladies and gentlemen. Cannot count him out. But we're here with another action-packed day of sports. First and foremost, we'll go into our parlay that we did yesterday. Let y'all know exactly how we did. Um, we took the New York Rangers money line. We took the St. Louis Blues money line. We had the under 229.5 points between the Hawks and the Pistons. We had the Brooklyn Nets money line. We had the under 225 points between the Hornets and the Knicks. We had the over 211.5 points in the Raptors and 76ers game. We had the under 234.5 points between the Pacers and the Bulls. And we had the Portland Trailblazers money line. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we did not cover. The New York Rangers lost. The St. Louis Blues lost. The under 229 did not cover in the Hawks and Pistons. The Brooklyn Nets did not cover the money line outright. The Hornets and Knicks went to overtime and went over 225 and a half. The Raptors and the 76ers did cash for us. It did go over. And the Bulls game here. The Bulls and the Pacers, it went under by a point, 233, and we had the under 234 and a half. So, and then Miami ended up beating the Portland Trailblazers. So we were 2-6. We were 2-6 in our parlay. So not a very good day yesterday. And we had our player prop. We took Pablo Banchero to score over 19.5 points. He scored 29 points. He's been red hot, ladies and gentlemen. He's lived up to the hype of the NBA's fucking number one overall pick, bro. Like he's put on a show, okay? He's put on a show. The first 4 games he's played, he's put up at least 20 plus points in those games, and he is showing that he's definitely going to be rookie of the year. I could guarantee that. I mean, unless some unforeseen injury or something comes in this man's life, I think he's running away with the rookie of the year so far to start the season here. I mean, there's a couple other rookies that definitely are shining out there that definitely deserve the deserve the attention here. But Pablo Manchero he's been a cover machine, and ever since I picked him in the player props, he is covered. He's covered that over 19.5, and I feel like that was a great bet. I had DeJounte Murray to have under 8 assists. He had exactly 8, so we got a push there. I had the Joker to have he had to have 1 block. He didn't even have a block. He had like fucking 4 or 5 steals. So that was an L. And Gabe Vincent, I just needed him to get a steal, and he didn't even get a steal. So those two right there completely fucked my parlay. And Jabari Smith Jr. here for the Rockets, I took his under 15.5 points. He only had 10 this time. So that was a cover, and he's another young rookie that is playing very well at the high level right now. Him and Benedict Mathroon. But Mathroon last night, he stole. They were trying to run the clock out, and he stole the ball from his ex teammate Terry from Wildcats. But he got a nice little booze from our crowd for he's like, fuck it, I don't care. I don't care. You dribble the ball out, I'm gonna steal the ball from him. It goes to show that there is no sportsmanship no more. And I had a discussion with my friend, uh, Goon, and he said, it's almost like the NFL, NBA. It's all pussy league now. We don't want to get these guys hurt. These guys can't talk shit to each other. These guys can't celebrate. They can't taunt each other. But these guys can make, a fuck ton of millions of dollars, and then basically the league owns them like a slave. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, if we want to be honest, an athlete, you're not somebody that's defined by your own shit, and you're not getting paid based on because you're the greatest athlete in the planet. They're giving you the money because they want you to perpetuate whatever the hell they want you to perpetuate. And a lot of these athletes, for whatever it's worth, some of them did come from the struggles, and yeah, a lot of them, you can't take, you know, you can take somebody out of an environment, but you can't take somebody that's a thug, or somebody that doesn't want to be groomed down, and expect those type of people to flourish, and expect them to just all of a sudden, because they're professional, that they got to be held to a certain standard. Well, no, that's not the case. And that's what these sports athletes, I mean, as a kid, I used to idolize these motherfuckers all day long, up and down the street. But now, as I gotten older, it's like, you know what? I don't care. These guys make billion. These guys make way more money than anybody else is. And for what it's worth, I don't want to hear what they have to say. These people ain't fighting. If they wanted to fight the good fight, like they say, we'll just take like the NBA and the NFL. These people really wanted to fight the good fight. You would not be playing in the NFL level. You'd be out there on the streets every day trying to make sure that that basically that their communities are not festered on, but they are. They're festered on by the government, by the powers to be, by whoever, and even by your own people, because they get people so brainwashed and manipulated that that's what they do. But most people don't want to believe that. Well, that's too bad. That's the reality. The reality is there's a lot of fools on this planet, and these people know it. And they know how stupid and dumb, and they've done their calculations and all this and that. It's like people here think they've done their math and calculations, think they could do whatever. No, you ain't doing nothing but being a fool and being ran around like a fucking rat in a maze trying to look for a fucking cheese that's contaminated. And nonetheless, you're watching people just continually get. But I digress sometimes. So, Connor, we got Taysom. All right, we Taysom Hill. Okay, full PPR. Okay, I like this question. Okay, we got Taysom Hill or Kyle Pitts, and then we got the T Higgins and Sutton, full PPR. Okay, all right. Well, I definitely like Kyle Pitts' matchup against Carolina, but I also like Taysom Hill against the Saints here. So so if me, I want to lean on somebody that I know I can trust right now. I mean, can I trust Kyle Pitts? No, but do I think Taysom Hill is going to be effective? Yeah, but you got to be cautious of the Raiders defense too on the road. So I'd probably slide Pitts, and between T Higgins and Sutton, I like T Higgins. I think T Higgins is definitely a good matchup here against, obviously they're going against the Browns on Monday night on Halloween. But you got Cortland Sutton, who's got the jolly old London matchup against the old Jaguars. So, I mean, I don't hate the T. Higgins or Sutton, either one. I think either you could go, whether you go with either one, I think you're going to be safe. And especially because Russell Wilson, he's good to go. Apparently, Russell Wilson's on the plane to London right now, and he says he feels good, and the hamstring feels good. So, as long as Russ is out there, hopefully we can see Russ cook, but we haven't seen Russ cook like normal. So I would definitely take T Higgins. I would probably take T Higgins a little bit more over than Sutton, and just because Joe Burrow likes to hit Higgins and likes that Jamar Chase, and they're playing against a rival. And Sutton, I mean Sutton, I think he'll do well, but I believe Higgins will have a little bit better day. And I don't know, I just kind of feel like Kyle Pitts here. He actually does. He is getting targeted a little bit more, but I kind of like Taysom Hill a little bit because he's like one of those like Swiss Army knife guys. So you got to take it a grain of salt. Obviously Taysom Hill, they're playing at home. They're playing against the Raiders. Raiders got a little bit better defense. I mean, Carolina's got a pretty good defense, but they're coming into Atlanta, and Atlanta generally plays really well at home. They play well at home. They play pretty good. They generally run the ball really well. Pitts has been a target. I don't know where the hell Drake Loudon's been, Drake London or whatever you want to call him. He isn't. He has not been a formidable person, and just Mariota hasn't really tried to target these guys. I mean, if you look at Pitts and you look at the receivers on that team, I mean they just haven't really been that good. So I mean, would I hate taking Taysom Hill over Pitts this weekend? No, just because Taysom Hill's kind of a Swiss Army knife. You can line him up at tight end. He can line up at quarterback and do some sort of read option type thing, and you just never know. I mean, I like Taysom Hill a lot, and I do like Kyle Pitts a lot too. I have Kyle Pitts in my league. I'm running him in there. I'm keeping him in this week just because my other backup tight end isn't as good, or I don't have another option. So yeah, like I said, I would probably take Pitts and probably T Higgins. That's what I would say as far as a full PPR is concerned. You know, there's only two teams on a bye week this week. We got Kansas City Chiefs and we got the Chargers. We already know Kansas City went out and got Kadarius Toney, so they're bringing another quick wide receiver in here. So I mean, and then you got the Eagles that basically got uh, Roman what's his name, Robert Quinn. My bad, I just saw Romeo Quinn. But two good questions, man. Thank you, Connor. Thank you for that. Hopefully I helped you out a little bit. I mean, I kind of I love playing PPR. I used to play standard a lot, but I love PPR just because, especially if guys are more heavily targeted and they get points per reception, which helps. So if they don't get the yards and they don't get the touchdowns, but if they get like 6, 7, 8 receptions, that's 8 points right there. So hopefully I was helping you out there. Hopefully I kind of gave you something to think about. You know, I mean that's what I'm no expert on here. I'm just some guy that I played fantasy football. I love fantasy football. I've got more heavily into the gambling aspect, but I don't gamble beyond my means. I basically just I basically bet $1 every day and try to bet whatever the slate is. And I'm actually doing pretty good as far as a NBA player prop so far. I've actually won 3 contests so far. So I should have won last night, but I got screwed by Yoker and Gabe Vincent last night. They kind of both stung me, but that's okay. It happens. It happens. But yeah, we got football tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Ravens and we got the Buccaneers. Obviously, Tom Brady and the Bucks have been struggling, but what's better for a struggling team but to come home on a Thursday night on a short week and you get the Baltimore Ravens, where you're going to get Lamar Jackson and them, and probably not the matchup they probably want to see here this Thursday, but guarantee you can't write off Tom Brady. But I say this with the strongest but Tom Brady has not looked like the same Tom. I think a lot of the personal issues is affecting his game. The team is a lot different. There's no Bruce Arians coaching this year. Obviously, they have been having issues as far as the offensive line. Their receivers haven't played well. They've had a lot of injuries as far as the defense is concerned. So I don't know. I'm not ready to write off the Bucks just yet, but it's getting scary. In a division that everybody thought that Tampa Bay was just going to walk away with the NFC South. Well, wait a minute. Now you got the likes of, you still got New Orleans is halfway competitive. You got the obviously Carolina and the Falcons are both in a rebuild type of go around, but they're still somewhat competitive. They're not. It's not like they're just laying down and letting teams just pound them. Unless the Falcons just ran into it last week. They played tough first half, but then they got shitted on the second half because Joe Burrow damn near almost threw 500 yards, and so what are we gonna get? What are we gonna get here tonight? Here, obviously last Thursday was a great Thursday night matchup here. Obviously, this Thursday night is a good matchup as well. Next Thursday, we got the Eagles and the Texans. So next Thursday, I don't know how I'm gonna be non-biased and try to keep it talking about both sides. But the Houston Texans are just, they've been in rebuild for a while now. I just, and it's sad to see because the Texans, it's not like they're a terrible team. It's not like they have some terrible players. They actually have some, decent talent. It's just they don't have enough around it, and they don't have enough coaching and player development to really get these guys to be competitive as they can be. They're really not. I mean, can we say that the Texans are probably the worst team in the NFL? I would say they're one of the worst teams in the NFL. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL by far. But everybody kind of expected that. It's like it's like everybody kind of expected the Texans to kind of struggle. Let's be honest. If we're talking about teams that we knew were going to struggle out the gates, we knew Carolina was going to struggle. We knew the Falcons would struggle. We knew the Bears would be where the Bears are at. We knew that, but we didn't expect. We kind of expected the Broncos to play better than they were. We expected the Rams to be playing a hell of a lot better. The Buccaneers, the Packers. Look at the Packers too. We want to get into teams that kind of just you know we thought they're a better team than they come in. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a combination of things. I don't think it's just one thing for all these teams that are having a bad season. I think it's a combination of things that have to get fixed and addressed in order to become a better team. Because if they don't, then they're just going to be that mediocre. Bottom. You're always going to be at the top of the draft order or something like that. And I mean, look what it's done for the Browns. Has being at the top of the draft pecking order for so many years, has that helped the Browns become a better franchise? No. And that's what you have to look at. We can sit here and look at the bets, and we can look at the stats, and we can look at all this and that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it comes down to who wants it more. The coaches can tell guys this and that, but you got to be the person that goes out there. It's just like if you went out. It's like when you go to your job, you got to prove that hey, I own this shit. I am the man. I'm the man. Because if you go to work and you're just whatever, and you're not showing up to work, or you're just fucking off in your job and this and that, you think you're still gonna have a job? No, they're gonna fire your ass, and they're gonna tell you to hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. But but yeah, so we have the Ravens coming into Raymond J Stadium to play the the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a good game. I love this game. I think it's a really good game. We're gonna see. What do we got here? Is Lamar Jackson gonna take it to the next level and actually beat Tom Brady and them and actually prove that hey? But again, Ravens got a lot of injuries as well. They have a lot of injuries in the defense, the secondary. Um, obviously running back is a concern tonight. Obviously, Gus Edwards is questionable. So will it be a Justice Hill and Kenyon Drake day? I don't know. Does Gus Edwards, does he play? But we manage his things. Does Lamar have to run a little bit more tonight? Since maybe the top running options aren't there. Obviously, Mark Andrews is coming in kind of questionable a little bit. So, I mean, I'm sure he's going to be playing tonight. I'm sure it's just trying to get guys. Sometimes it's trying to get guys rest because some teams have not had a bye yet. So you're trying to rest guys and try to get it to where, hey, play one more game and then hopefully you get the bye and then you get to rest for a week or so. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good game here tonight. I don't think there's going to be a blowout unless just one or both teams just don't play well or just play sloppy. I mean, it's kind of like but yeah, so we have that on the slate here tonight. We have the NBA on the slate here. We have the Dallas Mavericks going into Brooklyn tonight. We have the Los Angeles Clippers taking on the OKC Thunder. We have the Miami Heat going into Golden State, going into San Francisco at the Chase Center tonight. And we have the Memphis Grizzlies going to Sacramento Kings at the Credit One, the Credit One Credit One stadium or whatever you want to call it. Then we have some hockey to talk about. We get the hockey. We get the hockey, which I wasn't very good at yesterday. So hopefully we will. Hopefully we will. Hopefully we will be able to do something here today. All right. All right. That's just telling me about the fight this weekend between Anderson Silva and Jake Paul. They're going to be fighting. They're going to be boxing on Saturday night. So should be interesting. Anderson Silva was a great fighter in the octagon. Now he's going to, obviously into new endeavors here to take on Jake Paul. Obviously, one half of the Paul brothers that, I got to commend them. At least Jake has been trying to help. And they moved out to Puerto Rico and they've actually helped those people in Puerto Rico try to try to recover from these hurricanes that have come and just battered them. We had Donald Trump go over there. We had, I don't even think Sleepy Joe's gone over there. No, nobody is. But we want to care about these people and wonder why people don't care about us. Because these people tell you what you want to hear every fucking election season, and they tell you blue in their face that they're gonna do better and they're gonna be better and they're better than this person and this person we need to get him out. He's a crook. And then you just vote these people. You vote these new people in, and they're just as crooked as the old. You know. And people always ask me why. How do I know this? Well, tell me this. Riddle me this, Batman. In all our years of presidency, who's the only normal person to get to become president? Don't tell me Donald Trump. Don't tell me Barack Obama. Don't tell me the Bushes. Don't tell me Bill Clinton. Because those people aren't in our communities, okay? Those people, they have let's just say elite wealth passed down from generations to generations of their family, and the reason why they continue to stay that way. But see, what they do to me and you is they destroy it, or they let us, or they gaslight people to destroy it on their own, and that's what it is. And I'm not here to fucking tell you what's right or wrong, or let's have an argument about it because there's no argument to have. I mean, what is your argument to say that I'm wrong and that it's not happening outside? That people aren't, festering on the communities in different neighborhoods and different, sections of this country, but yet people want reparations from these same supposed people that are supposedly they want to, you know, classify them as racist people, but you still want money from them. So what does that make you? That makes you just as a racist as the rest of us. So don't just sit here and say, all racist bullshit and this and that, because you people perpetuate racism. I'm talking about YouTube. I'm talking about Facebook. I'm talking about Twitter. I'm talking about IG. I'm talking about all this shit. They all perpetuate racism, whether it's to one race or it's to all the races or it's to continue to handpick and to continue to keep people down and have people as gatekeepers to hold you down. But you don't want to believe that? Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Then you're the biggest fool on this planet, and you're the reason why you're not getting anywhere you want, because you continue to have a fool's mentality and seek fool's counsel and wonder why and want to cry and act like you're a victim. Well, you're not a victim. You're just dumb. You're just dumb and gullible. Dumb and gullible and easy to manipulate. And that goes for everybody. I was once upon a time that same type of person. But that's the hockey games here. We got the Detroit Red Wings and the Boston Bruins. We got the Florida Panthers and the Philadelphia Flyers. We have the Montreal Canadiens and the Buffalo Sabres. We have the Minnesota Wild and the Ottawa Senators. We have the St. Louis Blues, all right, back-to-back night here, going up against the Predators of Nashville. We have the Capitals taking on the Dallas Stars. We have the Edmonton Oilers taking on the Chicago Blackhawks here. And we have three more games. We have the Vancouver Canucks taking on the Seattle Kraken. We have the Winnipeg Jets are coming down all the way from Winnipeg, Canada, to go play in Los Angeles tonight. And we have the Toronto Maple Leafs all the way from the other side, all the way on the other side of Canada, flying all the way to the West Coast to play in San Jose tonight. And we have college football tonight. We have three games tonight to talk about here before we start breaking down the slate and really getting into the matchups here. We have the Louisiana Lafayette Ragin' Cajun are taking on the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. That game will be at 4:30 West Coast time. It'll be 6:30 if you're in the Midwest and 7:30 if you're in the East Coast. See, I'll do the time zones for you if you can't do it for yourself. Then we have Virginia Tech taking on North Carolina State Wolfpack. So we got an ACC matchup, which is historically these colleges play very well. They've had good teams. They've had good quarterbacks. Obviously, the Wolfpack are having a much better season than the Virginia Tech Hokies, but doesn't mean that the Hokies can't play to the same level tonight. And last but not least, we got a Pac-12 affair. We have the Utah Utes going up to Pullman up there in Seattle. Up there, no, we're not in Seattle area, but obviously opposite of Seattle, more close. Pullman's more closer towards like the tip of Idaho, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, that is. So you got the Utah Utes and the Washington State Cougars. Should be an amazing Pac-12 matchup. Both teams have very good records, have good talent here. Obviously, Utah is probably the better of the teams right now, but I would not count out Washington State. They're a feisty bunch of guys up there. They will play hard football, and that's the thing I love about college football is it's guys getting up and wanting to play. And some guys don't make it to the NFL. Okay, and some guys, this is all they got left is this college, and they just play college football. And after college football, they don't go professional. They go into the field that that's what college is for. College, you're going to college because, and the guys that basically get the sports scholarships, you got a sports scholarship, so you got a fucking free ride. So miss me if these guys are, oh, well, these guys aren't smart, or they're just not applying themselves. Like, if I don't apply myself the way I should, then should I get a pass, or should I not get no pass because why? But no, it's not. That's not how it should go. You shouldn't get a pass because you don't put your best foot forward and try to do your best, even though there's a billion people in the world. Okay, everybody has a talent, and best believe everybody's going to be out for number one, and that means they're going to be out for themselves, and that's not a selfish thing. Because if you don't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of someone else or something else, like a dog, an animal, or whatever, a job, or whatever it may be, an obligation? If you don't have your shit together, it shows miraculously. But they reward bad behavior nowadays, and this and that. So that's why we're in the shit we're in here in society. Now, whether you want to, argue that with me or not is beyond the point. But yeah. So that is basically the games here. Obviously, we got the World Series. Let's talk about the World Series a little bit here. We got that coming up tomorrow here. Tomorrow we got Aaron Nola here taking on Justin Verlander. The Phillies swapped pitchers here. Aaron Nola was supposed to pitch game 2, and they were going to have Zach Wheeler pitch game 1, but they swapped it. So both pitchers here, Aaron Nola is a righty, Justin Verlander is a righty. Justin Verlander has not pitched his best in the World Series. That's just statistically. But, doesn't mean that he can't have a game. I mean, he got lit up. He got lit up against the Mariners, but his second start was good. And Verlander faced the same Phillies at the end of the season, except for the Phillies clinched the day before, so that way they sat everybody. They sat Bryce Harper. They sat all these other guys. And Bryce Harper is basically hitting the ball out of his mind. Like he's legit going to be, if the Phillies win, he deserves to be the MVP. And everybody gave Bryce Harper unfair criticism. They said he would never win a championship leaving the Nationals going to the Phillies. Mike Trout was going to win a fucking Mike Trout's going to he's the poster boy, Mike Trout this, Mike Trout that. Mike Trout hasn't done nothing. Mike Trout has done nothing. He had one solid statistical big year, and that's it. Mike Trout hasn't taken the Anaheim Angels to the fucking playoffs. And he's been in the league just as long as Bryce Harper. But for what it's worth, Mike Trout does not get the same criticism as Bryce Harper. Why is that? Because he lives on the West Coast, and people on the West Coast, they're not they're kind of like anal. They just don't care. They're just kind of laissez-faire type shit. Where, well, he's a star, guys, but I mean, we understand that he hasn't done this, and it's what have you done for me lately? I mean, look at the Phillies. They put together a big team this year. Nobody thought the Phillies were making it to the World Series this year, including myself. So for them to end up here is because they got here by beating great teams. They ended up clinching the playoffs. They ended up playing on the road against St. Louis and beat St. Louis, beat them up. Went and beat Atlanta up. Went and beat the Padres. And now they got the Astros here. And so tomorrow night at 5:03 or 5:05, we're going to see who's ready for the World Series and who's ready to take game 1 of the World Series. And I will give my pick tomorrow. I'm not going to give my pick today. Obviously, the Astros are favored on the run line. Phillies are the underdogs. The over-under is 7 runs right now. They kind of want you to take the over 7 runs. I don't know. I mean, I like both these pitchers here, so I kind of think 7 has always been a good luck number for me as far as betting the over-under in baseball. 7 has been, either 7 going over or 7 going under, depending on, like, especially if it's a good pitching matchup, I love the under 7. If there's 2 good teams that are, on hot streaks and are hitting the balls out of the park, I love the over. I'm not going to lie. All right. So before we go into anything here, let's go into fantasy here. We already did our fantasy basketball here. Let's make sure we go through our fantasy football here. So that way, if anybody's got some fantasy football questions here. All right, Juju, great questions, Juju. Hey, thank you for coming in here and bringing the questions in, my man. Should I trade Rashard White for Carryon Williams? We'll start with that question. I don't know, man. I kind of like Rashard White. I think he gets a little bit involved. Uh, Kyron Williams here, I'm not too sure about him. So he must be somebody that's definitely probably getting some playing time on some other team. Uh, I would hang on to Rashad White. I think he does get to be in the offense. I mean, kind of Kyron Williams a little bit. I don't know too much about him. Obviously, he's probably maybe a guy from Carolina or somebody that needs a running back right now. So I would probably not trade Rashad White for Kyron Williams, but if you could trade him for somebody like maybe Naheem Hines or somebody of that nature, Michael Carter the second, you know. Which quarterback this week have PPR? Carr, Cousins, or Dalton? Um, you know, you got Dalton. Dalton and Carr are gonna be playing against each other. Uh, Derek Carr is kind of banged up right now a little bit here, so. Uh, and Cousins is playing at home against Arizona, which they have a pretty decent, but usually at home, we play pretty well. So if I'm gonna go on a limb here, and I'm a Vikings fan, so I'm gonna go with Cousins over Carr or Dalton this week here and half point PPR. I just think Kirk Cousins has the better options, better weapons. They're playing at home. They're playing Arizona. Arizona's one of those teams that their defense is kind of iniquity on the road, and we saw what they did in Seattle. They only put up 9 points. I mean, so I would take Kirk Cousins this week as my quarterback, and I would probably not trade Rashad White for Kyron Williams because I don't know exactly what I mean. If you could fill me in on which team that he plays for, maybe Carolina. I mean, I just don't think that maybe somebody does, maybe somebody doesn't, or I don't know what your waiver wire looks like. I mean, unless there's some other options, I don't know what your options are at running back as well. Unless you have like a solid stud, and you have like I don't know, maybe you have Austin Eckler out this week, and so maybe you've got to slide somebody in like Rashad White. So it all depends, man. It really all depends on what's out there, what's available, what's the matchup. Is this person going to have opportunity? That's what kind of I look at as far as fantasy football. I love PPR. PPR is definitely amazing. A lot better than standard. The scoring's a little bit different, but I like it a little bit more because PPR rewards you a little bit more points per reception. Even if you're playing half point or full point PPR, they're both amazing leagues to do. But yeah, so if I was you, I wouldn't trade Rashad White for this Kyrion Williams. And probably this week, I would start Kirk Cousins over Derek Carr or Andy Dalton, even though Dalton's at home and they're playing the Raiders. The Raiders' defense isn't too terrible. They can get out the quarterback, so I definitely would like Taysom Hill this week. To be a little bit throw him in there as a Swiss Army knife out there. But the Raiders, and I'm just not sold on the Raiders right now and Derek Carr. I have Derek Carr as a fantasy quarterback, and unfortunately, in one of my leagues, it's a standard league. It's no PPR or anything. I'm gonna have to roll with him because I have no other choice as far as backup quarterbacks this week for me. So it's, you know, I would take Cousins because I just think Cousins he's statistically he does pretty well, and I don't know what I'm gonna get from Andy Dalton. I really don't. He was horrible. He was horrible against the Cardinals. He damn near gave them 14 points in the first half. He spotted them 14 points. Yes, Andy Dalton threw 4 touchdowns. I know that, but he also threw 3 picks, in which basically 2 of them basically had his team out of the game by halftime. And so that's why I don't really like Dalton very much. I'm just not a believer in Dalton. I'd rather see Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston under center, obviously for the and Taysom Hill to me would be the guy that he could do a whole bunch of different crazy shit, but I don't know. But I appreciate you, Juju. Appreciate you with your fantasy football comments and your questions. So, if, like anybody, like Connor and Juju, anybody wants to come by, has any fantasy football questions for me, maybe I might be able to help you out a little bit. Maybe give you some insight, some foresight on maybe what injuries or matchup wise, or you know maybe this court maybe he's due for a win. I mean that's how we have to look at things right now. See, right now on this team here, my West Coast Burrow team, we're 4-3. We got Joe Burrow as our quarterback. We got Dalvin Cook. We got Alvin Kamara. I got T. Higgins. I got Jalen Waddle. Got Dawson Knox. Got Jerry Jeudy as my flex. Got Miami Dolphins defense. I got Cade York as my kicker, which is the Browns kicker. I got Travis Etienne on my bench. I have Rashad Bateman, who is coming into this game questionable tonight. I got Pat Fryermouth. I got Jimmy Garoppolo. I got Khalil Herbert. I have Isaiah Pachenko, and I have Alec Pierce. I also have Cordell Patterson, who's on the IR, who should be coming back here in the next couple weeks. So, I mean, Cordell Patterson was a stud for me to start out the season. Now he kind of got hurt, so I'm hoping he'll come back and put up some good stud numbers. But this team I have here, not too bad. Not too bad as far as options here. I got Joe Burrow. I'm rolling him out Monday night here. I love Monday night matchups, especially on Halloween. Got Joe Burrow out there. I mean, some people would probably caution me to start Alvin Kamara against the Raiders. Travis Etienne, he had a really great game last week. And obviously, he's the go-to guy now. They traded James Robinson to the Jets, so it's all Travis Etienne and whoever is going to be the next guy to change the pace there. They're playing the Broncos, and the Broncos are pretty stout as far as stopping the run. Bateman here, he had 8 points last week. He's coming off a foot injury. It's been a short kind of week, so. And I got Pat Firemouth here. They're playing at Philadelphia. He actually had 15 points. I mean, he went off actually, so not a bad option. But they'll be playing against Philly. That doesn't really give up too many. Jimmy Garoppolo is playing on the road against the Rams. We saw them get beat up by the Chiefs. I mean, they played well first half. Second half, it was they got beat up. Rams are kind of a beat up team as well. They got some injuries, and they're hoping Odell Beckham, they win Odell Beckham sweepstakes, but we'll see, because Odell Beckham is in the Bahamas, training, getting himself back into football shape to try to join a team, whether we rejoining the Rams or rejoining the Giants or whoever's interested as far as a wide receiver. So we are definitely going to have that there. Oh, I'm sorry. My phone with all this stupid political election bullshit trying to tell me. I'm voting. I do my voting, and I don't tell nobody who the fuck I vote for, and I try not to vote for fucking anybody. I mean, that has an R or a D next to their fucking name. They're all a bunch of fucking idiots, in my opinion. But I'm not going in here to get political. I'm not trying to talk my fantasy football here. See if anybody else has any fantasy football questions. Looks like this team here. Pretty good here. So pretty good here as far as that is concerned. So the West Coast Burrows, we're 4-3 here, not bad. Let's go to my West Coast Bad Boys team here, where we're 3-4 here. We're 3-4, and we're kind of we've lost the past 2 games, and we haven't done very well. So I went out this week and I picked up Sam Ellinger. He's going to be the quarterback the rest of the way for the Colts, and I think that bodes well. I mean, I don't know how well it's going to be. Obviously, we'll see as they play the Commanders this Sunday afternoon. I don't know, man. I have to believe Sam Ellinger's got to be a little bit. He's got to be somewhat better than Matt Ryan. All right. I mean, Matt Ryan just he's had like what 9 or 10 fumbles, or interceptions, or he hasn't done well. And I mean, is it because they haven't protected him well? Is it because they didn't like him? They didn't want him there in the first place. I don't know, but I'm taking a risk on Sam Ellinger this week, making him my starter over Derek Carr. I got Travis Etienne as running back. I got Damon Pierce as my running back as well. Obviously, well, I was able to get Latavius Murray, so maybe I take out this Chase Edmonds here because Chase Edmonds did not do very well last week here. He did not do so well for me last week here, so I definitely want to. I'll definitely keep. I'll take out the Chase Edmonds here because he didn't do shit for me last week. I got Justin Jefferson this week. I got T Higgins Monday night. We have Dalton Schultz as our tight end here, but we also got Mike Gesicki as well. So Dalton Schultz here, he's coming in questionable. Let's see his knee. Practices in limited fashion here. Continues to deal with the ramifications of aggravating a PCL sprain week 5, but he is coming off his most productive performance since the season opener this past Sunday. So with a week 9 bye after the Sunday's matchup with the Bears, Cowboys may take it easy on Schultz in practice with it. So I mean, I like that. I definitely like Schultz here. Like I said, his production, and he kind of re-aggravated the PCL, so that doesn't. I mean, so. And then my 2 flexes here, I got Latavius Murray and I got Donovan Peoples-Jones. My defensive player I have is Isaiah Simmons. My defense that I'm using right now is the Tennessee Titans. And I got Jason Myers, the kicker from the Seattle Seahawks. Obviously, I got Michael Thomas, who is questionable, but is supposed to play this week. We have Mike Gesicki. I have Derek Carr is questionable. I got James Cook, who's they're playing at home against the Packers. I got Khalil Mack, who's on a bye. I got Romeo Dobbs, who didn't even give me a point last week. I got Hafunga. I have Hafunga here. I like to call him. I like to call him this generation's Troy Polamalu. Yeah, and I have Chase Edmonds, but I have J.K. Dobbins on the IR right now, so he's set to come back here shortly as well. Oh, this guy wants to trade me Tom Brady, AJ Dillon, and Allen Robinson for for Travis Etienne here. Well, first of all, Tom Brady hasn't done shit. I mean, let's be honest. Let's look at Tom Brady's numbers as of this season here. Tom Brady, week 1, 212 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 12 and a half fantasy points. Next week, they're on the road again against New Orleans, 190 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 1 fumble lost. He had 12 fantasy points. At home against Green Bay, he had 271 yards passing, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. So he had 2 weeks with no interceptions. It's not like he's throwing interceptions here, but he had 16.4, so it was one of his best. Then the next week after that, at home, the Bucks played Tampa. They played Kansas City. He put up 385 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. He also lost a fumble in that game. He put up 34 fantasy points that week. Then Atlanta, he put up 351 and 1 touchdown. He had 25. He had 25 fucking he had 25 fantasy points. Then he had 16 against Pittsburgh where they lost and it was a really bad game. And then against Carolina, he didn't have no touchdowns. And he had 13. I mean, towards if you get into the fantasy playoffs, when the fantasy playoffs are concerned here a little bit here, they have Cleveland, they have New Orleans, they have San Francisco, Cincinnati. So obviously, Niners and Cincinnati are going to be, Arizona, Carolina, and they got Arizona, Carolina, and Atlanta to finish the season. So that's not too tough of a schedule for them towards the end. But yeah, you know, I honestly, this person's they're just trying to trade. They're just trying to get all my players out of here. I mean, I'm declining. I don't deal breakers here. I just decline. I definitely don't want that trade here. Travis Etienne's is the power back now, and then T Higgins. It's like, come on now. You guys think I'm just gonna give up all my players just for and just because I'm 3-4 doesn't mean that I won't come back in this league and pop somebody in the ass over here. But yeah, so we were 3-4 there. So this team, the Reckless Youngins, man, we started off slow, but now we've kind of ramped up now. We're about 500. We're 3-4 in this team here. So all right, so we have Jamar Chase here. Ooh. Chase is reportedly dealing with a hip issue that is expected to sideline him 4 to 6 weeks. Ooh, we'll wait official confirmation from the Bengals. But assuming the timeline presents of here, Jamar Chase could land on the IR in his looming absence. T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd are slated to lead there. Now that Monday night game is going to be, now with no Chase there, obviously we're going to rotate. We're going to rotate in our man T. Higgins over here. Okay, so T. Higgins, we'll just put him in there instead. I mean, he's going to get. So we got Tua and we have Trevor Lawrence here. So Tua's obviously got to play Detroit here. He had 15 fantasy points. Trevor Lawrence had 18 last week. They're playing the number one defense though here as far as fantasy wise. There against Denver. Denver has a top defense. I mean, their offense may be shitty, but their defense is definitely not the case. So yeah. So we got Tua, we got Nick Chubb, we got Damon Pierce, we got T. Higgins, we got Stephon Diggs, we got Mike Gesicki, we have Jalen Waddle, we have the Rams defense, and we have Young Hoku. He's been okay, but I think I might end up trying to get another kicker here because Koo's kind of been like, eh. Then on the bench, obviously, we got Jamar Chase, who's doubtful. We got Khalil Herbert. We have Trevor Lawrence, Romeo Dobbs. We have Brian Robinson Jr. We got George Pickett, and David Njoku. He's on my IR right now. He's out right now. So I went and picked up Greg DeLuche, the tight end. The tight end for the he's a tight end for the Broncos. So I think sleeper tight end. Maybe he might be coming and do something for me. Njoku was holding it down for a bit here for me. Now you got to have, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of Mike Gesicki out here, but we definitely want to make sure we're going to be out here. So that looks good there as far as that's concerned. Let's go to our NFL.com here. Let's check NFL.com because I play on ESPN, NFL.com, and Yahoo. So I play on three different platforms as far as fantasy football is concerned. So if anyone else has got some fantasy football news and notes, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go through my fantasy team to make sure I don't got anybody from the Ravens or Buccaneers that I don't want in, and make sure that if some guys are actually hurt, that we take them out and obviously try to plug and play guys in here, or we just so. All right, let's go to any given Sunday. My any given Sunday team that I'm 4-3 in as well. All right, we put a claim in. I put a claim in to pick up James Robinson. So I got Lamar Jackson, I got Russell Wilson, and Christian McCaffrey, Nick Chubb. Cooper Kupp's playing this week. I got Chris Godwin, who I'm going to keep in. I got T. Higgins for the Monday night for my Monday night play here. Obviously, I got Russell Wilson as my backup. I had Breece Hall, but I'm getting rid of him for James Robinson. Hopefully, if not, I'll have to get rid of him and get somebody else. I have David Montgomery. I have Isaiah Pacheco. I have Drake London here, and I'm not giving up on him yet here. I feel like if there's a quarterback change, I feel like he can get it done here. And then I have Pat Firemouth here. I have Evan McPherson here, the kicker for the Bengals for Monday night, and I have the Tennessee Titans defense. So we're gonna see how well we do here, and then all right, this team we have Trevor Lawrence here. We have Trevor Lawrence. We have Joe Mixon. We have Kenneth Walker III. Stephon Diggs, AJ Brown, Kyle Pitts, David Montgomery. We were able to pick up Sam Ellinger. We have Travis Etienne Jr. We have Deontay Johnson, Alec Pierce, Hunter Renfrow. Hunter Renfrow has kind of been. I picked up Alec Pierce when Marquise Brown. I had Marquise Brown. So Hunter Renfrow is being limited here. He has a hip injury, so we gotta taper the expectations there. But then we got Robbie Gould as our kicker. And I don't know what the hell that was, but ugh. And we have the Philadelphia Eagles for the defense because we're buying in, so maybe we don't. I have at my flex right now. I have David Montgomery here. I mean, I could easily flex in anybody at this point here, just in case somebody gets hurt, injuries, or whatnot here. So not too bad. We're 3-4 in this team here, and my Trigger Trey's team, where I started out with Trey Lance here, and let me tell everybody, man, I went on a limb for Trey Lance and Justin Fields. I drafted both of them. And at least Justin Fields is still around. Trey Lance, got hurt, and hopefully next year he'll come back. I hope the best for him, because I put my record on him here. I mean, I think he's, this kid, he has a talent. Does he have room to grow? Yes, he has to grow, but he can't grow if he doesn't get those reps, and he doesn't grow if you're making him run up the goddamn middle. If you're gonna do an option, make him option out, not just when you're a quarterback and you're running right up the middle, you're running right at the middle linebackers. The guys are coming at you full pop, full speed, and they're gonna hit you hard, and you're gonna get injured. And that's for running backs. That's for anybody. All right. All right. So we got David Njoku here. Tight end. So we got Dawson Knox here. So I have to put him at tight end here. we got Brees Hall that we got to get rid of here. So I gotta put Justin Jefferson in here. Guess we'll take Justin Jefferson out for Judy here. Have Michael Pittman there. Then my backups here. Well, quarterback wise, I have Kenny Pickett. I don't know if I really want to start him against. And so I have Trevor Lawrence here. So Trevor Lawrence on the bench here. I got DeAndre Swift. I have Kenneth Walker the third, who's I have Rashad Bateman here, and I have Jerry Judy here. I have Nick Folk, and I have the Tennessee Titans defense here. We're gonna have to see what's out there as far as well. Well, I think Sam Ellinger is gonna get. All right. Running backs here. I actually kind of like Enzo Benjamin here. I think he's somebody definitely that I mean I would. So questionable here. So you got Caleb Hunter, and you also got Tyler. What if I know who this? Where's this Car? Where's this Caron? What's his name? Um. Also so this Tuesday coming up here will be the at 4 p.m. will be the trade deadline. So the Browns believe that Kareem Hunt is going to be traded here. So we'll definitely see that. And that will definitely open up for Ernest here. So where is this guy? Where's this guy that homeboy was talking about here? Carion Williams here. He said. Yeah. Is that what he said he was? Yeah, Kyron Williams. Oh, that's unless he's meaning like carry on. Well, I don't know. See, that's why I wouldn't trade for what's his name here. Hmm. All right. So I don't even know. So Let's go here. All right. Quarterbacks. I mean, obviously, we got Trevor Lawrence, and I have Kenny Pickett here. Obviously, maybe we take on Daniel Jones here, or maybe we. Yeah, Mayfield. That was just terrible. Terrible decision there. We're gonna bring in Sam Ellinger. So we have. So we'll rock Sam Ellinger here too. Here we'll rock the Sam Ellinger here. See how good of a rapport he has with his guy. And I'm gonna put my flex here. I'm gonna put Kenneth Walker as my flex here against the Giants here. Right now here, I think that bodes well here. Maybe we get another kicker here. We still got to get rid of. But I think we have good running backs here. So I'm not. If we do get rid of Brees Hall, maybe we pick up a tight end here. I think we go tight end here. We have to go tight end here. I mean, he was having a fucking hell of a year, man. I'm telling you. All right, let's see what kind of tight ends do we have here available to us. Ooh, we got Taysom Hill, man. Taysom Hill. I don't know, man. There's something about Taysom Hill, man. I just feel like, man, he's gonna. What is another start awaits here? I mean, do we take him? I mean, hey, let's take him. Let's take this Cade Otto here, Otten or whatever. He's getting another start here, and you know. I mean, he doesn't have a touchdown. Green Bay gives it the second fewest. All right, so how about we slide? We'll do this. We'll take the risk here. We'll put Kate Otten in here for tonight here. Like I said, switch it up a bit here. We're gonna do a little switch. We're gonna switch it up a bit here, and and even though we're 5-2, this team we're 5-2. I got two teams that are 5-2, and I just for whatever it is, I mean, he had a hell of a game. He had 10. Good old squints over there. And it's like, I don't want to. I think he'll get 6 here. I mean, the Robbie's gold here. Or you know what? Let's take Graham Gano here. We'll take Graham Gano here. It's not who you like, it's who you know. So I like that a lot here. All right, so we got Tennessee's defense here, Giants kicker for the afternoon. Got some guys in the morning here, and then we got mostly afternoon. We got one tight end playing today, so that's good there. All right. So yeah. All right, let's go to our Yahoo here. See what we can do here. All right, let's see here. Yeah, and the Giants traded Kadarius Toney to the Chiefs for a conditional draft, but that's just getting guys. You got sometimes you got to get guys out of there that are going to be problems, or guys that just ain't going to match the same energy here. And yeah, see, Seattle got a lot of injuries too now here. So the NBA thinks they're going to stop people from tanking. I mean, I don't know. Good luck. Good luck with that. Good luck with that one there, NBA. Good luck there, Adam Silver. Um, yeah, good luck. Good luck is all I gotta say here. Oh yeah, I gotta make my picks too. I gotta make my pick here for tonight. All right, let's see here. We got TJ Hawk. Let's see what he's been doing here. He returns to practice Thursday in limited fashion here. So all right, so that might be all right. It might be he's sidelined for Thursday's practice here. Tony Pollard's drum beats only grows louder as Zeke is now set to miss his second straight practice on Thursday, reportedly dealing with an MCL and a thigh bruise. It was announced on Wednesday that Elliott may not be active for Week 8 against the Bears. He'll have a chance to log some work on Friday. But as Zeke continues to trend down, Pollard continues to trend up as a top 12 fantasy option this week. So yeah, so oh yeah, and this one I picked up. What's his name? Avery Williams here. Another young back here that I think will definitely have some. All right, so we got Jimmy Garoppolo here. All right, so nobody here. We have nobody that's playing tonight here on the no happy ending Watson team here. That's just a jab at Deshaun Watson. And here's my 5-2 team here. We're going up against the fucking last place team. Uh, let's see. Mike Garafolo reports Mark Andrews and Rashad Bateman are both hopeful they will be able to play Thursday evening. Andrews and Bateman played through their respective issues in Week 7, but the short week complicates matters. We would still expect both to be out there against the Bucks, but pregame workouts may not be formality. Snap counts, official or otherwise, are a possibility. Inactives will be dropped roughly around 6:45 Eastern. So we got about an hour and something until we get an official word. So I'll have to revisit this team here. And this team, I was able to pick up frickin' Adam Thielen on the fucking waiver wire. All right, so we got Devontae Adams is questionable now here, but I don't know what that's all about here. And then we have Jalen Waddle here. Jalen Waddle is internally same as it's been for most of the season. Waddle has played through this injury for a few weeks now, and he should no doubt that he'll find his way onto the field and be wide receiver number 1. Okay, so we're okay there. We're okay there. I think in our backups here. So backup tight end here just in case. We have Dawson Knox here. So let's go to the Dirty Mud Dogs here. Then we're gonna break down the games here. We're gonna break down the games. Kind of tell you what we believe the play is, what our play is, and all of that nature here. Aaron Rodgers is questionable here, but I see him. There's no way that he's not going to play here. And Amon St. Brown here remains limited on Thursday. So I mean, I don't know if he gets called up. He doesn't get called up. If I got Tyler Bass against Cincinnati's defense. So all right, so we not bad here, not bad here. So we gonna get into the 34-14 run. Oh yeah, I forgot to do my I forgot to do just over here. Just going through some of my emails here. And then we're gonna get to the thing here. I mean, we got, like I said, we got quite a bit of time before the game start. So, and plus we're gonna have to go through and make sure that if Mark Andrews doesn't play, we definitely want to get him out so we can get some points this week here. We definitely are going to need points in that league, definitely for sure. That's you know. All right. All right. So we've been on here for an hour. Been on here for an hour and 20 minutes here. So that's it's been solid here. Like I said, we had Connor and we had Juju. We had Connor and Juju both come in here with great questions here, great fantasy. So I'd like to thank them for joining this telecast and this podcast here. And this is what I want. I'm not forcing anybody to say anything. I'm not holding nobody hostage. I'm not telling people to come watch me and fucking subscribe to my shit and love me and worship me like I'm some fucking messiah. I'm not. I'm just a grown man that tries to talk and want to have a conversation with other grown men. Yeah, let's have this conversation, man. I mean, people may or may not have these conversations, or may not even want to have these conversations, or they're being shut down because of these platforms that want to just tell you what you're gonna do. You're not gonna. You could sit here and you could silence me all you want, you know. And I'm directing this straight at YouTube because you guys have fucking banned me for medical misinformation, which is fucking bullshit. And all I said in that video was anything that anybody could normally get from the normal doctor. And because you fuckers want to control the narrative of COVID and then just not tell everybody and then all of a sudden come out and lie about all this shit. You know, I grew up in the day and age where people talk shit about you. I grew up in the day and age where when you went to school and you weren't smart, guess what they told your parents? They said, "Is your kid dumb? Your kid not smart? Your kid just not apply himself? Something going on?" They don't say that no more. You know what they're telling your kids now? Oh, well, Billy, if you don't feel like a boy, Billy, why don't you turn into a girl? Vice versa for women. You know, you have to be who you supposed to be, not who fucking people tell you to be, or not because you're coerced, or they're trying to fucking basically make you whatever. And there, and right there and there's another reason why our society's fucked, because everybody wants to listen to somebody that's not even smart. These people could be fucking dumbing you down. They could be killing us. But you motherfuckers want money from them. You think they're gonna fucking make your life better. And it's all in the circle of fucked upness that people don't understand. And they want to act like they're better than the next person. I'm no better than the next person. But guaranteed, I'm not fringing upon anyone's life. I'm not telling you that you're an idiot because you want to go get a vaccination. I just said you got to be careful what you put in your body. Just like if somebody goes out and eats a bunch of junk food, are we supposed to feel bad for them? And well, so let's sue the fucking junk food companies because well, it's their fault that somebody decided that they got cavities or they fucking became obese and shit. I mean, see what we're dealing with nowadays. We're dealing with people that don't even have a fucking complex mind. We don't even know about how our minds even operate. As far as we know, we only use a sliver of our fucking brains every day. So if we were to unlock our whole fucking capacity of our brain, think how much better and smarter this world would be right now. But they're dumbing us down because they want us to be dumbed down, and people are encouraged to be dumbed down, and they love it. And I don't want to hear you're a fucking victim because you're an idiot. And YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and all you motherfuckers are just the same. You want to silence people? Well, there's another place where I can do my podcast and fucking do it. You're not the only fucking. You're not the only market in town. You're not the only shit where I can live video and talk my shit all day long. You're not going to tell me how to speak. You're not going to tell me how to think. You're not going to tell me how to live. That's not your job, and it's not your fucking place. Just like me. I don't tell you how to live. If you want to fucking be an idiot and you want to continue to go down the same route and keep getting hit on the fucking head all the time, and then you run until you figure it out, that's when it all becomes. But see, people don't want to hear that. People want to hear you talk about the bullshit all day long. And I'm just tired of it. I'm like, I don't sit here and entertain bullshit all day. I ain't got time. All right, all right. Let's start off with this. Let's start off with the football game here. We got the point spread is 2 points here. Tampa Bay to win by 2. We have an over under of 46.5. A Monday Night Football, I felt like there was going to be an over. This game here, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it just really depends. I mean, the outcome of how things are going to get. Because in my opinion, if Andrews doesn't play and Bateman doesn't play, I don't know, man. I mean, I still think the Ravens they could be somewhat competitive, but I don't know. I'm really kind of like I really like to take Tampa Bay, but it's right now it's kind of hard to take them. I mean, I don't want to always, it's not really smart to bet against Brady, but this year it's been kind of, I mean, this year if you bet against Brady, you've probably won more times than you've lost. But I don't know. I think my play here. My play right now is I like the under 46.5 here. I think 47 is a number that they want. They want you to take. I mean, 47 is obviously what they think. They think there's going to be obviously some points in this game. Maybe a 27-20 ball game here. Even if everybody plays like they say they are going to play. I mean, that's where I'm leaning right now. I'm leaning towards the under 46.5 because some of the injuries and just kind of some unknowns here. So that's what we're taking here as far as our play lean. Our lean play is on them. All right, we have Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajun versus Southern Miss, the Golden Eagles here. Raging Cajun got a win by 3 points here. Ole Miss here. We have over under 43 points here. So I mean, I'd have to really take a closer look here, especially if that's the case here. So we're gonna take a look here. We're gonna take a look at the games here. We're gonna look at obviously we're gonna look at this. All right, so both these teams are 4-3 here. Okay, both teams are 4-3 here. So let's look at I like looking at stats here. I mean, obviously, you got these teams both play in the Sun Belt West Division. I mean, obviously, the Raging Cajun obviously run a little bit more than them, but not by much, by probably about 4 yards. Raging Cajun pass a lot more. So the Raging Cajun, they lost to Rice on the road. They lost to Monroe, barely. They barely lost to South Alabama. They beat Marshall on the road. And they pretty much handled Arkansas State here, 38-18 here. And Southern Miss barely beat them. So if we're looking at anything of comparison here, the week before, Southern Miss barely won at home by a point. And and these Raging Cajun guys, they went over here. So my play is I am gonna take the. I know it's probably not the most smartest move, but I would definitely lean over in this game here. The over 43 points here in the Louisiana and Southern Miss. I think points will be coming off the board here. Um, Virginia Tech and North Carolina State Wolfpack here. I would love nothing more but to take Virginia Tech here, but we have the over under 39 points here. I mean, in a way, it's like, man, I mean, both these teams probably score not a lot of points here, so we'll look at that. I mean, obviously Virginia Tech is 2-5 here. I mean, in North Carolina, they're looking real here, so. But yeah, they beat Florida State at home here, 19-17. They pretty much battered up here. And on the road here, I mean, at home, I mean, Virginia Tech, they kept it. They kept it, See, we got 33 here, so definitely I understand why they say this is going to be a low scoring affair, because look at last game, 20-14 here, so maybe we take the under here, but I don't know. I mean, under 39 seems to be a little low here, especially if the Wolfpack put up, you know, if the Wolfpack can put up at least, 28 to 30 points by themselves here. But yeah, I think well, I mean, this last time they lost 24-9. They only put up 9 points, and then these guys put up 14, and then the week before that they put up 19, and they put up 20, and they put 41, and they put up 27. Let's see, this team, they put up 14, they put up 29, put 10, 10, and then put up 27. So 27 is the most they've scored so far in the season here. Well, 29 actually against Pitt. These guys scored 40. 40 is basically their highest. The lowest they've scored in the season is 9. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, this is a real real contrast to styles. All right, so let's go. We're gonna take the we'll take the under here. We'll lean under here. And we have the Utah Utes and the Washington Cougars. Definitely. I mean, both these teams are definitely at Wazoo here. They're playing at Martin Stadium here. So, I mean, both teams definitely like to air it out, but I think Utah definitely has the better of the run game here. Utah puts up a lot of points here, but see, and they both give up almost the same similar amount here. The Utes ended up beating by 1 point here But on the road, they lost by 10 here, but it was definitely over here. So 47 here. We got 57 here, and we got Washington State. They only scored 10, and they only put 14 against USC. So, I don't know. It's a real toughy one here for me here. Get the over 57 here. I would lean Utah to win by a touchdown here. I don't hate that here. That is definitely a lean I have right now. So, well, now it's down to 13 now. The numbers kind of changed here. All right, so let's see. What about NBA here tonight? NBA tonight. Let's look at NBA tonight here. So we're taking a look at the NBA. We have the Mavericks and we have the Nets here. You know, Brooklyn has not played well at home this season. I took them on the money line. Two over under 225. I don't know. I'm leaning Mavericks here on the spread. Mavericks to win by 3. I don't know. I think Mavericks here. I mean, Brooklyn's on a back-to-back here, so I mean, I don't know how they going to respond. And let's go here. I'm going to look at the underdog here because I like looking at the underdog because that's where I do my player bet parlays here. We're gonna let's look at the news feed here. All right, so they expect Bateman, Gus Edwards, and Mark Andrews are expected to play here. That was 6 minutes ago, so doesn't mean that things can't change here. All right, let's look at NBA now here. Jaden Ivey is listed as questionable for Friday here. Quentin Grimes is officially out here for the Knicks. The Knicks play tomorrow night. Bogdan Donovich, he's also out. Kyle Anderson is questionable for the Timberwolves. Dame Lillard is out now. He's out for a week to 2 weeks. Cody Martin here is doubtful for Friday's game. Terry Rozier is doubtful. LaMelo Ball is out here. LeBron James is probable for Friday. Westbrook is questionable. Anthony Davis is questionable. Devon Reed is also questionable here. Kessler didn't practice Thursday. All right, so we have yet to see if Paul George is out here. So definitely probably want to go to NBA here and maybe figure out let's look at NBA home here. Maybe they have an insight here on whether Grizzlies forward Zaire Williams is out 4 to 6 more weeks. And Kawhi Leonard is out at least 2 games with stiffness in his surgically repaired knee. All right. So I don't know. Let's check on here. Let's check to see. I mean, Clippers hope to bounce back in an encore at OKC. Obviously, Obviously, Paul George had an illness, so maybe he does come back. Gillingsley here, the right ankle sprain. He's not playing. Shai has a left hip contusion, so he might not play tonight. So I am going to take the under 218 in this one, even though I think that's, to me, there's too many unknowns here. I don't really trust the Thunder at home on the spread. I definitely think the under 218 is definitely the way to go there. Um, we have the Warriors taking on the Heat. The Heat had a big win last night against the Trailblazers. And so the Golden State Warriors. So I'm doing my show, right? The Miami Heat and the Golden State Warriors. So, I don't like the Heat plus the 6. And I don't, but I'll take the under 227 points there. I don't know. I mean, I know the pace. The Warriors have the thirstiest pace, but teams that are on the back to backs, I don't know if they're going to be able to put up enough points here, and depending on that situation there, we have the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Sacramento Kings. We have over under 236 and a half here. I'm gonna go Memphis wins by 3. I mean Sacramento. Uh, I think Sacramento could play tough here, but I don't know. I just John Morant has just been phenomenal to start the season. John Morant is definitely on an MVP fucking caliber season. Grizzlies and the Kings are definitely going in two different directions. Obviously, the Grizzlies are a team that's made the playoffs and continually trying to get that push here and trying to build upon that. And the Kings are just trying to get a competitive basketball team out there so they can try to make the playoffs here. So, but no, those are my leans right now. As far as we're gonna lean, anything here. All right, hockey here. I don't know. Maybe we just stay off hockey tonight. Just bet the college, NFL, and NBA here. Just Red Wings and Boston Bruins. I mean, I picked the Bruins like they're under 6.5 here. I picked the Red Wings before. Flyers. Then yeah, the Canadians. I don't like them against the Sabres. I picked the Sabres earlier this week. All these, if you look at the over unders, they're all 6.5. Red Wings, Bruins, over under 6.5. Panthers and Flyers, over under 6.5. Montreal Canadiens, Buffalo Sabres, under 6.5. The Minnesota Wild and Ottawa Senators, over under 6.5. Then you got St. Louis and the Predators, 6. Then you got Capitals and Stars, 6. Then you got 6.5 with the Edmonton Oilers and Blackhawks. You got 6.5 with the Kraken, 6.5. So I mean, if there's anything to look at here, it's to know that they believe there's going to be some goals tonight in these games here. Obviously, the Sabres and Canadians, they want you to take the under. I don't know if I trust that here. To be honest with you, I mean, maybe that would be one of my leans here. Is that the Sabres and Canadians under 6.5 here? I mean, but I don't like it. I'm not gonna bet it here. I'm not gonna put it on the parlay here. So now that we got our leans and our plays here, we will definitely try to figure out what we like here. Obviously, I think Grizzlies can cover that. So let's make this here. I mean, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite bets by any means, by any stretch of the imagination here. But we will, we'll work with whatever we have. So do this really quick and then get into kind of what some player props I like. We'll run down. So all right. All right. So let's remind everybody what we were in yesterday. That was bad. We gotta get that bad mojo off here. Let's call it Ken's Wild Parlay for today here for 10:27 here. And took the under in the football game here, the under 46.5 points here between the Ravens and the Bucks here. We took the over. It took the over 43 points here in this in the Raging Cajun and Golden Eagles here. 10. We took the under 39 points here in the Hokies. And the Hokies and the Wolfpack here. 110 here. We took the Utah Utes here. -7 on the spread here. -110 here. We took the Mavs. Dallas Mavs minus the 2.5 on the spread, so they got to win by 3. All right, then we have the under 218, 218 points here between the Clippers, and Thunder. We're also taking the under in this Warriors game, under 227 points here between the Heat and Warriors. 10. And we're taking the Memphis Grizzlies on the point spread here tonight here. Minus the 2.5 here, just like the Dallas Mavericks here. Definitely don't hate the minus 2.5. So we bet $1, and if our eight team parlays cash, that dollar will turn into $175 even. So, so that's where we're at here. Best adult dating site here. Yep. Yeah, it's okay, It's okay that you want to show dating site, but this ain't for the dating show, okay? This ain't a dating show here. All right, there we are. Thank you. All right. Well, I've almost been on here for like 2 hours here, so in the first 2 hour show I've had in a long time here. But yeah, we're out here every day. Try to be out here every day. Try to get pick'ems here. Try to do what we like here. All right, so let's go kind of quickly here. We'll go and see. We'll ramp it down here, and yeah, because here about an hour I gotta go and go handle some business here. Let's see. Lamar Jackson to have 29 and a half passing attempts, higher or lower. 213 yards passing, 10 rushing attempts, 280 yards total, 2 total touchdowns, that be passing or rushing, 22.75 fantasy points for him to have an interception. I mean, maybe he gets an interception tonight. I don't know. Then we have Mark Andrews to have 54 receiving yards. I mean, that isn't too bad. Wouldn't be surprised at all here. We had Tom Brady. Tom Brady throw a pick here. I mean, it's definitely a possibility there. He's got 2 total touchdowns himself. Got Leonard, got playoff Lenny out here to have a rushing touchdown here. Higher or lower here. That you know. And Ricard White here, him have over 20 yards receiving or 20 yards rushing, or over 2.5 receptions. Obviously, Chris Godwin have 6.5 receptions here. Then we got Cade Otton here. Well, Ryan Suckup to have more than 1 field goal here tonight. I like that here. I'd say out of all the NFL ones, I'd say the best one I like is definitely this field goal one here. Suckup's usually a great guy, and he could probably get at least 2 field goals here tonight. Um, Anybody else here? I mean, it's gonna be hit and miss, dicey as well. I mean, I don't know. Julio Jones is playing. I mean, how is he gonna do well, or is he gonna get hurt in the middle of the game? This Cade Otton here, I picked him up, so hopefully maybe he does something. I mean, I wouldn't dare try to take a random prop on him. There's Ricard White as well, so. And Lamar Jackson, I mean, I don't mind him throwing it. Him to throw a pick. I mean, that's always got to be in there. The back of the mind of players, and you got to think of this. You got to think of this. Lamar Jackson threw an interception against the Giants. He's thrown an interception against the Bengals. But Lamar did not. But Lamar didn't throw one against Cleveland. So that's what I see there. NBA here. Let's look at NBA here. We have Luka here tonight. Luka. My man Christian Woods over here to make 3-pointers here. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm gonna stay away from Mr. Christian Wood here. He kind of screwed my bag. Got Kevin Durant. Got Kyrie Irving. Got Ben Simmons. Got Shy. Dort here. I mean, Trey Man's somebody interesting here. He's gonna be playing against his brother too. So, and he had 25 against them, and he had 25 against them. So, I don't know. He has to score over 16 and a half. I mean, I don't know. I mean, let's see, 25, 10, 13. So yeah, I mean, obviously 25 is his high, 10 is probably like his average. So not bad there. Tyler Hero, we didn't take his thing. We had what's his name? Caleb Martin here. Shit, he had 8. He had 8 and he had 16. So I mean, I don't know. Does Caleb Martin really rack it up and boss it up here? I mean, Clay here. I mean, Clay. I would probably take his points because Clay had a bad shooting night, and I don't know. I don't know that he. I don't think he has another one. Then you have Draymond Green. I mean, Wiggins has been solid here. We got Wiseman. Let's see, Jonathan Wiseman. He's been a good guy. He's cash for me here, and like I said, he's one of the young guys that they're trying to get. He had 2 blocks. He had 2 blocks against Phoenix. So he had 11, 14, and 12 here. So what's his points? His points is 8.5. So I don't mind that. You need a block too. I mean, I don't know. So I'd either take his points or his blocks. Looney. John Morant's got to have 30 points. I mean, shit, man. That's. I mean, let's take a look at John Morant here. What he's done. He had against Brooklyn. He had 38. He had 20 against Dallas, and that game was basically Memphis got embarrassed. But then he put 49 on the Rockets. So I mean, if he put 49 on the Rockets, I mean, I understand that fucking Fox is going to maybe give him a little bit of, but I don't know, man. I think honestly, I think he's somebody you definitely take here. And you have Desmond Bain here. He has what, 2 turnovers here? Let's see, what did he? Well, he had 3 against the Rockets, but he's only had 1, and he had 38. He went off on the fucking net. See, he went off. So they're trying to say him to get 19. Oh. I mean, against the Kings, I mean, the Kings it could happen. Dylan Brooks here. You got Darren Fox here. Sabonis here. It's about Keegan Murray here. Well, last 2 games here. Last 2 games he had 19, he had 16, so he has to get 16 and a half here. Let's see, rebounds. Rebounds here. Rebound 5.5. I mean, blocks and steals here. I mean, he's had 2. He had 2 blocks against the Clippers. He had 1 steal recently, so I mean that'd be that all he. I mean, really, all he has to get is 1 block and 1 steal. So that would be 2 right there. So I mean, I don't know. Kevin Herter. Then you got Malik Monk here. Malik Monk is another guy. Terrence Davis. I don't know, but yeah. So that's not too many ones I really like. So I don't know. We'll figure it out here. We'll figure it out. But yeah. So we'll run out. This is 2 hours. We've been on for 2 hours. So I'm gonna go over my parlay one more time, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. So We took the under 46.5 points between the Ravens and Bucks Thursday Night Football. We took the over 43 points with the Raging Cajun over the Golden Eagles. We have the under 39 points between the Hokies and the Wolfpack. We have the Utah Utes -7. We have Dallas Mavericks -2.5 on the spread. We had the under 218 with the Clippers and Thunder. We had the under 227 points between the Heat and Warriors. And last but not least, we have the Memphis Grizzlies -2. So hopefully we'll cash. But for a Fresh and Funky, aka motherfucking Kenny Can, I'm wearing this fucking Warrior stuff. I'm a Bulls fan, but I definitely like Klay Thompson, and I definitely try to represent the Warriors a little more than, even though I'm probably more closer to a Sacramento Kings. But yeah, but those are my plays, my leans, my parlays, and I appreciate everybody that came through here. Connor, and Juju on that beat over there. So I appreciate you guys for coming in and chiming in as far as your needs for fantasy football is concerned. We'll be back tomorrow with full slate of NBA. We have some college football. We'll break down the World Series. We're gonna break down some of the games here as far as college and the rest of the slate of NFL. So we will be back tomorrow. So hopefully you'll be back. Hopefully you're good. Be better, not bitter. And I'm out.